And I'm back for part 2 with Double Zeta and Mobile Suit Mode. In part 1 I showed you him in his his Core Top and Core Base modes, and then his G-Fortress modes. And here he is in Mobile Suit Mode, and for size comparison we have Master Grade RX-78 Gundam 2.0. Let me get... I like this pose, so you'll forgive me if it doesn't show Gundam too much. But, as you can see, Gundam comes up to Double Zeta's a little above his chest. However, Double Zeta is not the granddaddy of all Gundams. To my knowledge, the granddaddy, outside of the Psycho Gundam, is New Gundam. But now I reckon I'll do articulation. I don't need to tell you the colors. They're the standard Gundam colors. Blue, red, white, with some gray and yellow. But his articulation, this big backpack hinders it, but his shoulder could do a full 360. He's got double jointed elbows, and yeah, the backpack will do that a lot. But because of the bulk of his arm, he can't move that much. The head can do a full 360, but you just gotta watch, make sure he don't get caught. He can do the chicken neck thing. He can look up and down wherever you want. The hands articulating in all the ways you want, and he's got the finger articulation. The skirts are articulated. These are super articulated. He has no back skirt, so his leg, if he didn't have this huge backpack, his leg could actually go pretty far back. It'll go pretty far forward. He's got single jointed knees, but that's because of his transformation. This spike on his knees articulated, so it can fold out. And I might have to tighten the backpack. His foot has some articulation, but not a lot, but there's nothing to write home about. His articulation is greatly hindered by his own design, but if you really want him to do something, you can make him do it. Just get him standing. He is very back heavy because of this backpack, but if you can get him to stand, he stands quite nice. There we go. I reckon now we'll do weapons and accessories. First, what's on him? If you turn him up like this, you notice these two pods. You open it up, he's got missile launchers. They will open in his other modes. These, if you notice, I painted the top of his beam sabers in black because they also function as cannons. I'm not shitting you about how big this beam saber is. Here's Gundam 2.0's beam saber. Here's Double Zeta's. That's just a ludicrous difference. And here's the beam. Let me move the camera so you can see the beam. The beam is taller than the model. And then you plug the beam in. This thing is enormous and it is heavy. To hold it, he has a tab right here that you turn, and he'll plug into the back of his hand. But to simplify things, let me put this saber back. Oh, I forgot to mention, his sabers are on polycap joints, and they can rotate back. They can go in and out, so you can do some dramatic poses with the beam saber. You can pose him with the beam sabers too. To get him to hold him. Oh, and if you ask, this is how Judo would fold that arm. Well, actually, I have it backwards. Judo would leave this shield open to use those wings like that. He'd use them as a shield, and this other one he'd fold up like that, so he was out of the way. you get it plugged in, and yeah, it's heavy. But you get it into his hand, and he will hold it if you can get it in right. I'm wasting time, so I'll just move on. Moving on. His other accessory is this. What you do to turn this into his beam rifle is close these up, like so. Fold these out, rotate them down, fold the scope up, and then if you look inside here, you pull this out, you pull the handle out, and maybe I can actually get him to hold this, because he's going to make a liar out of me this time, because I've had him displayed for about a week now holding that beam saber, and he was holding it just fine. There is a variant of this kit that comes with the full armor option, which I'm going to get at a later date. But yeah, there he is with his massive ass rifle. But, I mean, I love the Double Zeta, and I love this kit, because, I mean, it is spectacular. I mean, his articulation kind of goes down the hole because of his transformation, but in all honesty, I love him. If you like Double Zeta, get him. If you like just huge transforming Gundams, get him. If you just like going by someone else's recommendation, get him. He's awesome. He's complicated. He's an older master grade, but he's one of the good ones. But I'm Draconius 380. I like it.